Boom! Whoop-a. Missing myself. Oh, there's no audio. There's no audio. No, no. Oh, hello. Francois. Messing with my audio. I think we did it. I think we did it. I think we're here. I think we're live. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Here we are. I'm practicing. All of this is just practice. Let's just practice. It's fine. I don't have a mouse. I should get a little mouse. I had one. I lost it. I'll find it. It's fine. It's hot. Oh goodness. It is a steamy one. Ladies and gents, boys and girls. I'm like having trouble thinking in this heat. I don't know why or when it got so hot, but it did, and it's fine. Here we are. Got an air conditioner unit, like a portable AC, put into my part of the house here just now, thanks to my friend Zach. I learned something very interesting about Zach, and I still have trouble believing it. His full name is Zach. What? It's so strange. Like, in a good way, you know? But it's strange. I don't think I've ever met a Zach who was just Zach. Anyway, thanks for your help, Zach. Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching from. I hope you're having an amazing day. I barely have a voice left, but we have audio. And Phoenix, that's so cool. What's up, Tristan? Welcome. Welcome to the show. And Gnievko, hello, Jimmy. Won't stay long. Almost 1 a.m. Brother, get some rest. Please. Don't do what I do and stay up until 4 in the morning and then wake up way too early afterwards. Or not long afterwards. I'm realizing I don't do well in this heat. It's not even the heat, it's the humidity. Oh, so forgive me. I won't be here long either today, folks. I am in this part of the bar. That part of the bar has a portable air conditioner, the office. But over here is like, whoo! I can see live chats over here. I don't need my phone. Huh? We're getting better at this, slowly but surely. Got the remote desktop software working so I can monitor the stream that's being powered by the main PC over there. Got the camera here. Little bit better every time. Little bit. I wanted to talk to you about this today. This has been saving my butt recently. Look at this, huh? Mason jar with a conversion lid. Oh, it's so good. I get these on Amazon and you just pop it open and then you can stay hydrated and then you can close it. It doesn't fit in a car cup holder, so if you throw it on your seat, it doesn't splash around, and it's great for smoothies. I used to put protein shakes in those like plastic bottles that are BPA free, but they always just smell so bad if you don't like rinse them or clean them right away. If you leave that smoothie or the remnants of your smoothie in there for longer than 10 minutes, I swear it's like a small country just died and left its smell in the bottom of a smoothie container. That was dark. I'm sorry. That was dark. Oh well. What else? Yesterday was amazing. I posted the reel to my Instagram, but I got to co-facilitate a drum circle for a summer solstice celebration with my friend Jim. So that was awesome. There was this giant bonfire. I had my djembe out, I had a didgeridoo out, and just some really good people, good vibes and good energy. If you'd like to, go watch this. Ready? 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 Huh? 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 Maybe? I don't know how to do it. I thought I had it. I don't have it. I don't have it. Why don't I have it? That's so weird. Space. You know why? Oh, because I'm using like studio mode. I'll get better at this. It's fine. Boom, cut. Boom. Look at that. Social media rotator. If you want to, follow me on Instagram. It's over here. It's going to flash over here for a little bit, along with some other links. Twitter. Who uses that? Do I use it? Sometimes. X. Sure. But my Instagram will be, it's just the Alex Kazam. Follow me on there. Some cool like behind the scenes stuff. There it is. Look at that. Ah, nice. Whatever. I'm tired of it. I'm just gonna turn it off. Um, yeah, behind the scenes stuff. I'm kind of like figuring out. Like I feel like all these different social media platforms, they're like, oh, I love YouTube. Like I appreciate you guys being here. YouTube is so fun and it's so cool, and you can meet people and you can like create a bar. You know, you can like make your own bar for a pretty reasonable small amount of money, and I enjoy it. And then you can build community, you can make people laugh, you can reply to comments, you can do live streams, you can watch creators and support other creators that are doing really, really cool stuff. I enjoy it genuinely. And then there's other platforms where I'm like, I made a Facebook post the other day and I'm like, does anyone come here with good things to say? It just feels like a cesspool of like scam artists and people fishing for personal information and data, and just I don't feel safe there. Facebook used to be really fun for me when it first came out. They used to have this thing, this like feature called Facebook Notes, I think it was called. It was like basically I used it as a personal blog because I didn't have the knowledge or skill base or money to hire a webmaster or learn HTML code to make a website. And I used it as a way to just express myself. Fun fact for you, this cloth I've used in basically every video to polish glassware is a Best Western shoe mitt. I'm pretty sure a shoe mitt is meant to polish shoes. I didn't have a microfiber polishing cloth that I was happy with of how it looked. And I used what I had around me, which was this, and I have not upgraded since. There is a cut on it, probably from polishing a glass that has a chip in it. Anywho, I used to use Facebook to express myself via these Facebook notes that were a thing back in the day. And network, keep in touch with people, the usual Facebook stuff, post pictures from whatever I was doing. It was like a personal blog. And the organic reach like 5, 8 years ago was crazy. And now it's this weird, like, I guess it's become a distribution platform, much like Instagram, but it's just weird. I like thinking about these things. I don't know why I went on to that, but it's fine. It's fine. I think why I went on to it is because I'm doing an assessment of social media and kind of taking in like a tally. What is that called? Like an inventory. I'm doing a social media inventory. Cool. Yeah, great. Tell me things. How are you guys doing? How's your week been? Haven't seen you in like 7 days. Holy crap. It's been 7 days. Whatever. I missed you. Here we are. We're back. I'm sorry. This heat, wow, I feel so out of it. This heat is like getting to my head. It's okay. Staying in it. I probably shouldn't have worn the dress shirt, but it is part of the uniform, so I didn't really have a choice. The boss is particular about dress code and stuff. We used to give people free reign to wear whatever they wanted, and Francois kept showing up in these Hawaiian shirts, which was fine for a while, but then we had this one girl who just showed up in, I don't know if it was a crop top or more of like a bad day at Fabricland. I don't know. It was just weird. So boss implemented the dress code. Whatever. Howdy, love your content. Always give me a good laugh. James Long, thanks so much. Super appreciate you watching. Where are you watching from? Tell me things. I'm here for a short time today, not a long time. I'm I think I'm just hitting that. You know when you get to that end of like either your work day or your work week and you have a moment to just like, but it hits you like all the things that you've done, all the like micro rituals, the macro rituals that have come together seamlessly to make this bigger thing known as your week or your month or your day, depending on when you do it. You just sit down, you go, whoa, that was a lot. That's what the past 3 days have kind of gotten me to. It's been amazing. Earlier today, I performed magic. I did a mostly silent, like a nonverbal magic slash clown show, and that was really fun. It's the Saint Jean Baptiste festival today. It's the La Fête de Saint Jean Baptiste, Saint John the Baptist Day, um, and thus there was a initiative not too far from me, and my old elementary slash at one point high school principal reached out months and months ago. Like I'm talking, I think it was like Christmas, like it was December of last year, so 6, 7 months ago, saying, would you be available June 23rd, June 23rd? And he kept messaging me and he kept emailing me and he's like, are you available? Let's do this. Like, let's make it happen. And it was like back to back. And I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. He's like, okay, I'll send you info. I'll send you info. Don't forget, June 23rd, June 23rd. This date has been ingrained for the last 6 months in my head. And today I get there and it was awesome. He's always emceeing. He's putting together these initiatives. Great guy. His name is Jean Chartrand, and I have a lot of love for him. He's just a really, really sweet soul, and just you're just those people that when you're around them, there's this calming, grounded sense about them, but also this it's like offset by like this hyper kind of excited part. That's what Jean's like. He's just this cool guy. He's like this tall, and but like a brick poop house, like just like solid, like this tall, solid, and like you shake his hand and you're like, whoa, this guy's intense, but in a calming, grounded way at the same time. He's great. So he emceed today, introduced me, and it was awesome. I stopped at Walmart like 10 minutes before getting to the show and got a crap ton of like random gear. Like I got pool noodles, I got beach balls. I stopped at another store and got like sports whistles, like different kinds of whistles, because my voice is kind of gone. The past like 5 or 6 days have not been feeling super well. I think just going to bed too late, waking up too early. So my voice is still like kind of, so I thought I'd protect my voice and not try to wrestle and fight the noise of screaming children and talking adults. And so I did a mostly nonverbal show, just using the whistle and my mime background. And it was a lot of fun. And I recorded the whole thing landscape. I don't typically do kids shows nowadays. I do more adult live experiences, and my content is clean. I might drop the occasional swear word or curse word here and there, but I really try not to, because I don't think you need it. I think it's cheap. I think it's unnecessary. Don't get me wrong, when I'm with my friends, yeah, we'll be shooting the shit. And I might say shooting the shit, and that's great. But I don't want my content to turn people off because my language upsets them. And I think that language is a very powerful tool. And it's not necessary to have like F-bombs and just super vulgar language for no reason. Um, I used to, when I was younger, I think it was like a rebellious phase, but nowadays I try to keep it pretty clean because it forces me to be intelligent, forces me to actually think about what I'm going to say before saying it, which I think is a good thing. I think is a good thing. In comedy, it's not always a good thing, but I think right now I'm still finding my footing in terms of this, just like getting back into the energy of live shows and streams and entertainment. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, it was great. Good fun. Yeah, oh yeah, filmed it, but my point was I don't do a lot of kid stuff. The French community took me in when I was in grade 4. My mom and I moved from Toronto to the Niagara region, and in Toronto, No school wanted to take me in. That was a French school. They just wouldn't have it because I wouldn't pass their spoken, like verbal oratory test, like their I don't even know what you would call it. I call it BS is what it was because you picture like this kid who's at the time would have been grade three, this grade three kid who grew up in a Polish household. So my grandma's Polish, dad's Polish, mom's Polish, and grandma, I say grandma because she basically raised me when my mom wasn't around. So grew up speaking Polish at home, then learned English in the streets slash with kids in my neighborhood or apartment building, and then some of my nannies were Jamaican, mostly Jamaican, or Spanish. So started to like pick up bits of patois and Spanish. I've talked about this in another live, but that's kind of what the Rand nephew is about in the start of all these videos is like kind of a tip of the hat to that side of my background. Just I don't know, the idea of showing all these different little cool cultural factors that have made this weird collection that is me, without having to talk about it. I'm happy to talk about it here, but in videos, there's no time for that. And yeah, they wanted me to pass this oral test to get into their schools in Toronto. And I couldn't because my French wasn't strong enough. My mom's not a native French speaker. She's a native Polish speaker who learned 7 languages, and French is one of those languages, but it wasn't strong enough to the time, right? Single parent, like when's she gonna teach her kid fluent spoken French between her full-time government job and whatever side hustles she had to just make ends meet. And then 2, I was in grade 3. I didn't have the opportunity to practice. Like, how old are you in grade 3? I don't even know. Anyway, so Toronto just wasn't it. We moved to Niagara, and the French elementary system, the school system, welcomed me with open arms. They were just so grateful to have me. They just included me like from the get-go. And I remember that. I remember that from day one. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My mom and I walked into this school and I was a little bit scared because of my experience with the Toronto school system where everyone's like this. And I had been going in Toronto. I was in a French elementary school, but it wasn't, it was French immersion, which is kind of a, I don't know why they call it French immersion because it's not immersive at all. You have classes that are in French, but the entire experience is not French. It's still an English school. So I was in the French immersion program of an English school called Tumpain Public School. No longer a school, but I did have access to some French, but again, it wasn't enough. So when I got to Niagara region, the French community took me in. And so to this day, the only family and kid-friendly type shows that I'll do where I embrace my roots as a comedian, as an entertainer, as a magician, as a clown, mime, and get to kind of play with all the different stuff that I've used and studied to do what I do now is for the French school systems because it's just my way to say thank you to them and give back. And if I can be someone, some little 5 or 6-year-old's first experience with live entertainment in terms of the varieté arts, you know, magic, clown, mime, any of those things, what an honor. You know, I had the chance of seeing a magician in a library when I was 5, and that's what started me on my journey into full-time performance. So yeah, it's kind of special to think about that way. And I've been thinking about it a lot more because I think there was a period of time in my early 20s where it was like an ego thing, like no, I don't do kids shows, I'm not a kids performer. I think it was because you see how kids performers get treated a lot of the times, and like to this day, you know, I can tell someone, yeah, I just did a show for, you know, La Fête Saint Jean Baptiste, the Saint John the Baptist Day, and you'll get professionals, like working adults who have jobs, right? You think about this. They go into their jobs 40 hours a week, usually, sometimes 35, sometimes more, depending on overtime or minimum wage, or sorry, not minimum wage, but like part-time. You can see how rehearsed I am in typical worker hour schedule parlance, not at all. I'm the least employable person here, by the way. Hello. Thus, and you tell them I did a show, and if they're your friend or if there's someone that knows you, they'll say like, "Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, how did it go? Did you have a good show?" Blah blah blah. But if you're in a social situation where someone inevitably asks the question, "What do you do?" I'm a performer. I'm an entertainer. I work in live performance, whatever. And you go down the rabbit hole and they say, "Oh, have you done any shows recently?" You go, "Yeah, I just did this." Or they just assume that you're a kids performer. It's amazing how often people will like, "Oh, so what do you do, like birthday parties?" And like, I've had people more often than not that will add, "That's cute," to the end of that. But with women, I find it's usually more genuine, like, "Oh, that's cute. That's great. Like, that's awesome." With men, it's very much like the subtext is, "That's pathetic." And I think this is a conversation that I've had with other performer friends and definitely with performer friends who specialize in kids shows, where people have this view of like they're above you because you're a kids performer. But let me just reason with you for a second. I have a friend. I'm not going to name him, but he's Israeli. He's in Israel. He clears $700 to $900 US on a kids show, right? So let's say a ninth birthday party, just a recent example that comes to mind. We were talking not that long ago. So he does a 9-year-old, in this case, it was a 9-year-old girl's, I guess an 8-year-old girl who's turning nine's birthday. And he's clearing almost $1,000. He sometimes makes more than $1,000 US on this birthday party appearance. His show is 55 to 65 minutes, about 10-minute buffer there, but it's about an hour, give or take. He does however many shows he wants to, but just to put it in perspective, this man could do 2 shows a weekend. Like he could do a show, a birthday party on Saturday, one on Sunday, and just let's say on average pull in $2,000 US times, just we'll be conservative, 4 weeks in a month. Technically we should say 4.5, but let's just say 4 weeks. So 2 grand a weekend times 4, I'm pretty sure is 8. There's $8,000 a month working. Now let's not be too blind. I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I don't want to be what's the word here? Like let's again, being conservative. It's not that he's only working 8 hours, because there's stuff that goes into that. There's emails and the admin side. There's the networking component. There's the CRM, right? The client relationship management part. There's a lot of different factors, but a lot of that is automated nowadays thanks to AI, thanks to external services. So by and large, let's call it 16 hours. Let's say it's a birthday party that's an hour on a Saturday, a birthday party that's an hour on a Sunday. That's 2 hours. Times 4 weeks is 8 hours. Now let's say each of those things takes 1 hour to organize. The back and forth, the blah, 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 blah. Let's say 16 hours. Even if it was 20 hours. This is a person who in 20 hours, being conservative, maybe it's closer to 10 hours because he has a virtual assistant now, who in 10 hours to 20 hours of labor, keeping in mind that 8 of these hours a month is spent doing something that he absolutely loves. He's a family man, has his own kids. He's able to bring something that he started doing when he was a kid to other kids, spreading the joy and the love of magic, of live performance, giving small people and adults alike an opportunity to experience something that they may not ever experience again. That one hits hard for me, right? Like I might be someone's first and only live magic experience or just live performance experience. There's a lot of people that have so little time because they're working their goddamn ass off trying to survive. They don't have the money or the time to go to a theater show or to go to a stand-up set or to go to an improv show or to go to a magic show, because when they do have time off, they want to stay the hell at home, open a beer, and just have quiet time. They want to relax. They want to read a book. They want to watch TV, whatever. So this gentleman gets to provide people with that experience, introducing a young person to a live performance art that is thousands of years old, and adults, giving adults a reprieve from their everyday, normal, ordinary, I dare say probably boring existence. And he makes $8,000 to $10,000 a month US currency doing it. And there are people that go, oh, you're a kids performer? That's cute. You know what's cute? Is showing up to a job 40 plus hours a week, putting in overtime or putting in work outside of regular hours that you're not getting compensated for, working under a boss that's probably miserable or doesn't treat you well. And I'm not speaking for everyone's experience. I'm sure there's people with full-time jobs that enjoy their lives, and that's great. But it's so interesting to me that in my experience, when I tell people like this is what I do, and it took me a minute because yeah, it's easy to get like hurt by that when you're yeah, I was doing shows since I was 12, like like little birthday parties. Even now, right? It's ingrained in my head. Oh, just a little birthday. But no, it's like I started doing magic when I was 6. I was doing shows by the time I was 12, but that's still 6 years where I spent basically every day practicing. And I would give it my all at these little shows. And sometimes these little shows were 50 plus people where I was able to hand out business cards and then network and network and network. And like, even to this day as an adult, I'm like 9,468. Like, I'm old. The language of little is ingrained in me. It's not. Like, I don't know why as creatives or as artists or as people that are sort of outside of the norm, we tend to talk down or to downplay on our accomplishments or on what we do instead of standing proudly behind it and sharing it. And not in an egocentric way, just in a prideful, confident, and strong way. And yeah, I thought I'd share that with you in case you're working on something that maybe right now isn't making you $8,000 to $10,000 in less than 20 hours a month. Maybe it's only making you $10 or $2 or like my live stream right now, $0. It's okay. It's okay. If you enjoy it, which I do, I love being here with you guys, and I appreciate you being here. Gnifko, I just started a comment about starting your week, or kind of end and starting a new week in a wonderful way. And I sincerely appreciate that. Whatever you guys do, just do it, and let's spread that energy. Let's spread that psychology, because I want to grow up in a world where more kids, and it's already happening, right? There was a study done where they asked kids like, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And the resounding answer lately is, I want to be a YouTuber. That's a world I want to live in, because that will start to reshape and restructure the economy, dare I say society, the geopolitical structure and nature of society, and maybe solve deeper issues that we've been wrestling with for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I love that a creator like Mr. Beast can start a chocolate bar company and start giving other CPGs, consumer packagable goods, packaged consumable goods, CPGs, PCGs, CPGs, whatever, a run for their money. He's making people like Hershey or Nestle or Nutella, these giants, Ferrero, I should say, like he's giving them a run for their money, just like YouTubers are giving these giant platforms like Disney, Netflix, Prime, a run for their money. More people spend time on this platform, i.e. YouTube, than they do the streaming platforms, which I find is incredible. Like, that's wild. There's more hours watched on this platform than all the other streaming services combined, as far as I'm aware. That's a cool world because that changes our relationship to things like BMW or Volkswagen or Hershey or McDonald's or whatever these big nameless brands are. Creators here on platforms like this are going to start redefining what it means to be a brand. And it's already happened. It's happened for the last 10 years, if not more, because brands, I think, used to be about the product, right? It was like, we're the best at blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. And it was like hard sell, hard sell, hard sell. And now nobody gives a heck of a shit about what your brand's product is. If they don't like the people that are repping it or associated with it, they're not going to engage with it. The brand culture has changed to be about the people. It's become this really interesting thing where nowadays, if your mascot is something that makes me laugh and I can reshare as a meme, it's more likely to help perpetuate your brand's image, your brand story, and thus your product. And I don't know, personally, that excites me because, whoo, I am kind of tired of just seeing nameless and faceless brands get millions and billions of dollars for no other reason really than just they've been around the longest. They were there first. It's kind of neat. Now, because of technology, we're forcing those big brands to have to stay relevant, to have to pull and work with the creatives in order to stay relevant, because it's no longer good enough just to be the first at something. Coca-Cola, great. Okay, cool brand. But really, the reason it works is because they've been so smart, they've been so deliberate at how they maintain their position as this thing that they are. They didn't start selling toothpastes and toothbrushes and ironing boards and umbrellas under the Coca-Cola logo. They just make cola. They're Coke. That's it. Cool. And they basically own Christmas and they're probably evil, but whatever, it's fine. I'm going to visit the comments and then I'm probably going to get out of here soon because it's really, really hot. I'm going to go put a t-shirt on and go outside into fresh air. And I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm going to do that as well. It's been a go, go, go weekend. It's been crazy. As I said earlier, if you want to, get me on Instagram. I will throw it back up here onto the screen, but it's just the Alex Kazam. Come follow me there for more behind the scenes stuff. YouTube, I'm keeping more obviously for video, as that's kind of the platform. The platform's dynamic. But yeah, let's read through some of these. James Long from Virginia. Sweet, man. My favorite mixed drink. What my favorite mixed drink was. You know what? Sorry, I'm blanking. It's the heat, brother. It's the heat. I would say, I would say it changed as I grew older. So when I first started going into bars, I think my adoptive grandpa was a big rum and coke guy. And so rum and coke or, and let's be honest, it was more like rum and coke. Speaking of coke, look at that, full circle. Rum and coke or spiced rum and coke was definitely a go-to. Before that would be screwdrivers. I have some really, really ridiculous and funny stories with screwdrivers. Like, I'm talking like just stuff that I say it out loud and I have trouble believing myself. I might I'm gonna think about whether or not I should share that on a live. There's one that comes to mind. I could probably share it on a live, but I might think on that and then come back with that story next week. I'll request my producer's space to remind me of the screwdriver story because it's a good one. That one we might save for a future live stream. So screwdrivers, vodka orange, rum and coke, aka Cuba Libre. Please never order it like that. You just don't need to. Just don't need to attract the attention. What else? Yeah, I would say those were like the two like typical mixed drinks that would go to. And then as I grew older, I developed an affinity for tequila. I think tequila is a really interesting spirit, and I started to just enjoy tequila sodas or tequila oranges, and then eventually like just appreciated good tequila on the rocks. So it definitely progressed from like the more sweeter stuff to just understanding the different nuances of alcohol. But yeah, rum and coke or vodka orange. And I must say, don't, again, don't do this unless you're in the right environment to do it. But if you're in a place that has decent quality orange juice, have them shake a vodka orange for you and try it that way. Totally different drink. When you incorporate the aeration from the shake into a vodka orange, it's just better. Just a good drink. So, yeah, go nuts responsibly and water, you know? I'm going to read some more. Gniewko from Poland. So great. Whereabouts in Poland are you, by the way? I have family in Warszawa and in Wrocław, and I'm sure in other parts too, but mainly in the two kind of epicenter cities. And Peggy, nice to see you again. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. You worked for 3 years. Okay, so we have a viewer who worked for 3 years in a puppet theater. That's amazing. So cool. I'm planning to be back in Poland in not too long, probably to visit. It might be an extended visit, but definitely let me know whereabouts you are and if I can go visit this puppet theater, if they're still running or what the news is. I would love to go and support something like that. It's been a minute since I've seen a good puppet show, or really just any puppet show. It's been like a long time. I remember, I think the most recent one was Avenue Q, but before that, there was a company in Toronto. I think they still exist. I can't remember their name. Famous People's Players. Yes, and they do a really cool puppet show. And I've seen them, but I haven't seen them in quite some time. I don't even know if they're still performing. I imagine they are. Strong company, really cool values. Everyone they hire, I believe everyone they hire in terms of puppeteers are people with disabilities of various kinds. So just a really, really cool concept, space, experience, the whole thing. Famous People Players. I can't believe I just pulled that name out of my head. That would have probably been like 15 years ago that I went to see that show. Insane. And yeah, non-alcoholic for random gamer. Of course you can. Absolutely. Buy Pomorski Theater. Cool. It's funny because that it almost translates to like what, like after Morski is like sea, right? So it's like after the sea theater, or the bay after the sea theater. Is that what it's called basically in English? It's cool. And yeah, non-alcoholic drinks, anything you want, non-alcoholic. Always a fan of those. There's some really cool non-alc cocktails on the scene right now. People are doing some really incredible stuff. I was in BC last summer and British Columbia, West Coast Canada. There were some non-alcoholic drinks that I saw and got to talk with the bartenders about, and it was just mind-blowing. Like virgin mojitos and like actually good, where they're using culinary science, creativity, and just, I would say, just balls to the walls confidence on making these drinks where you're like, how did you think of this? You know, like what are you doing? I'm like clarifying juices so that you're getting like one menu I remember seeing, it was basically a riff on a caipirinha, which is Brazil's national drink, if I'm not mistaken. It's cachaça, which is rum's older, more sophisticated cousin. Cachaça's delicious, but cachaça is a tricky flavor to recreate non-alcoholic. And these guys were doing a virgin caipirinha, which a caipirinha is traditionally cachaça, limes, sugar. Like any good cocktail, three ingredients. Classic, good old, simple three ingredient cocktail. And it's delicious. Cachaça, lime, sugar, and ice. I would say ice is the fourth ingredient, but I mean, it is in everything, so we don't count it. Though we should. We respect you, Ice. Thank you, Ice. Thanks for being our friend, Ice. We salute you. Great drink. You're relying on the dilution of the ice to incorporate with the lime, which you're muddling with the sugar. Like if you get one properly made by like an old school Brazilian bartender, they're going to use like super fine sugar. They're going to muddle 4 lime wedges in the bottom of a rocks glass. They're going to add crushed ice to that, maybe a couple of cubes, and they're just going to pour cachaça over the top of that. And great drink. Anyways, there was a bar in Vancouver that had a non-alcoholic caipirinha, and they were playing with, it was pre-batched because of the time involved to make it, but they were also playing with it being clear as day when you ordered it. So when you got the actual thing, it just looked like water, but it tasted like a caipirinha. Like insane. What? Cool. I didn't ask about the science behind it because I almost didn't want to know. It was magical. You know, I was like, how the hell would you pull this off? Like I asked a little bit, but like, ugh, crazy. People are nuts. So good. And thank you so much, Anime Lover. Hope you had a good week. I had a great week. It's been a crazy week, specifically the last 3 days. But today is the end of the week, and we get to start a new one. I have a new short that I've been editing, and I have it laid out on the timeline, and I just keep like coming back and like chunking away at it a little bit, but I haven't actually finished it. So I'm going to finish it today and then put it up, likely today, if not today, tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really stoked. Some exciting news at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. It's not mine. That'd be ridiculous. Imagine you just own time. I want my own time zone. Can we start that? Can that be a thing? What time zone are you in? You just name like some random number. Kind of like being 9,468. I feel like I already do. I'm gonna make my own time zone. You know, people go sovereign and they're like, I'm not affiliated with a nation. I'm gonna do that, but with time. Yeah. I just like went down a rabbit hole. That'd be so fun. 11:30 p.m. my time today. I said it again. My time. Yeah, my staff, my bar. Yeah, you ever get that? Like when bartenders are always like, oh yeah, my one bartender. She's like, and it's like she's not yours. You know? Oh, my one bar back. He's just okay. Yeah, my staff. Like bartenders always talk like they own the friggin' building. Like they own everyone in the building. Like they're just like top cheapest staff. Servers do it too. Huh, it's weird. It's like a weird like restaurant thing. If you did that in like a stuffy corporate environment, I feel like you would get written up by HR. Like you couldn't be like, oh yeah, my secretary. Oh no, yeah, I guess people do say that. All right, it's just weird. Anyway, 11:30 p.m. I have a meeting with a company out of Japan. I believe they're out of Japan, and I don't really know much about them, and I don't really understand too much about what they're proposing. Basically, it's music and they copyright it, but they make custom music for YouTube creators, and then they get ad revenue from you using the music and that music getting listened to and heard and watched. I don't know. And then apparently I get some cut of this music thing. I don't know if it's a scam or not. Stay tuned. Could be a fun scam to fall prey for. I'll try not to. Would be really nice not to get scammed. My point is I'm going to be very picky and choosy about any kind of like brand or sponsorship stuff going forward. Enchanted Kaz time. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. That's a good one. EKT. Let's go. I like that a lot. A mystical time zone. That's all of that is so good. Can I like pin comments? I'm using OBS. Can I pin comments using OBS? Sorry guys, I'm like getting over this cold that started like on Tuesday. We went to go see, what did we see? Kat and I went to go see something. Oh, we went to go see Mad Max, the new Mad Max on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I woke up with like this weird sniffly throat thing going on, and I can still hear it. So forgive me if I sound like Kermit the Frog had sex with like Tony Tiger or something. I don't know. Like, that's a weird image. Why did I have to go and make a weird image? Whatever. Enchanted Kazam. I can't pin it from OBS. We're gonna switch to a different streaming platform come next week. I love OBS, but I think we're gonna switch it up just because I need Space's help remotely, and I'm struggling to figure out how to do that through this software. Anywho, try not to get scammed. That will be fun. And tomorrow I have another meeting with it's a gentleman named Daryl Eves' crew. It's his team for a program called Channel Jumpstart, just to help me kind of see the bigger picture and organize some stuff when it comes to the YouTube world. Where I was going with that is I want to be very picky and particular when it comes to how I can lean into this platform and this space to generate income. I would like you to know that I don't believe in just selling out. Selling out is an interesting term. If a bakery has a sign that says sold out in their window, it's the best sign that you can have. And I think that a lot of artists and creatives are like, oh, he's sold out, he's sold out. I think those people are usually just jealous, and they usually haven't actually accomplished anything specifically financially with their art. And it's typically a reaction to someone having corporate success, like commercial success, using their art. I think sold out is the best sign you can have for a show, for a bakery, whatever. In selling out though, because I promise you I would like to do it with an ethos, with a code, with values. So I'm never going to come on here and start doing sales reads or ad reads for companies that I don't believe in their product. NordVPN already reached out. I have not even written back to them. And that's not because I don't like Nord. I just haven't had time. Sorry, NordVPN, forgive me. I feel like they wrote me like 2 years ago. It's fine. Mystical Cast Time, Enchanted Cast Time, EKT, MTZ, whichever one it is. I like EKT because I can remember that. We'll get back to them. But VPN service, I do use. I don't have it on right now because it's charging, but you can probably see the tan line. I use a sleep tracker / fitness tracker ring because I don't like sleeping with a watch on, but I use the Oura ring to track my sleep. I would love to collaborate with them because I think it's really cool. I think it's a great tool. I think smart tech and wearable tech is awesome. I think tracking your sleep, especially as creatives, especially people that work in the industry, I think it's hyper important because you can catch stuff. You can catch stuff before it becomes a bigger problem. So my point is, forgive me, this was a long tangent when I was going to say goodbye. My point is, I appreciate your guys' trust, the crew's trust about me and the brand, because yes, money is great, and having more money would allow me to fix little issues in the software or have more help so I can make this even better, make the production better, just ramp things up. I have like pretty ambitious plans about what I want to start doing and the films and videos that I want to create. But in order to do it faster and expedite the process, money helps because you could get people with money. You can get people and start working together. And that's really why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to gather some of my closest friends, make new ones, and build this really cool pod of production to make cool stuff. I'm a maker. That's what I am. Like, I was struggling for a long time to figure out like what word, if I had to put myself into one word, what would it define me? Or what word would define me? And I think maker is the best word. And it's funny because they're right here. Like I can barely reach across the bar, but like here, look, I can stay like basically almost in frame. Like this is my hand. This is my hand. My hand's still here, I think. I can kind of see. There's another one. But like this guy, look at this. You just said puppet theater. I got this guy from an artist from Spain. Huh? And hello. Hi. Are you good? All right, just chill. Um, I think that there's like a lot of things that what? Anyways, there's a lot of things that we can do as creatives. But what? Yeah, I know. It's fine. It's just the rain. It's been a thing. There's a hole in the ceiling and it just looks like it's about to I would angle the camera up, but I can't reach the camera. I'm gonna just put you to sleep, okay? Yeah, you want to go sleep over there? Okay. Just there's a lot of things that we can do as creatives, and maker is what I want to remain being. I want to remain a maker because a maker gets to play with puppets, gets to switch hats, put on bow ties, put on a plaid coat, polish glasses, shake shaker tins, do magic, put on a clown nose. A maker makes stuff, and whether those things are physical expressions, I was wearing this shirt today. You know, this is something I made. It's a design I made, inspired by Banksy, and I made this. You know, I made this. I made the design. I put the design onto the actual shirt. I did not make the shirt. I bought the shirt, which is fair. Someone else was the maker of the shirt. But the point is, being a maker is a treat because we get to it's so visceral, right? We get to change and alter the scope of stuff. We're not managers. We're not we're not muses. Muses are their own makers, right? Muses are muses and managers are managers. Managers will manage and muses will muse. But a maker makes. I want to be a maker. And in doing so, I'd like to remain in line with the community that making the stuff will make. And part of that, I think, is remaining balanced with what you say yes to, what you say no to, and by you, I mean me, what I say yes to, what I say no to. So that's that. I want you to know that I'm going to be putting my foot on the gas pedal and doing more and more and more. I want to start acting more and be on film sets and TV shows, and I want to write stuff and film stuff. And my goal and intention is never to alienate you with like crappy sales reads. And I'm doing my best to create the commerce side and make that strong so that if money comes from this creative side, we can do it in fun ways that don't seem cheesy or annoying, or I don't want to come on here and start begging people for super chats. I don't even know if I have that turned on. I think I do, but if someone comes along and they like the stuff enough and they want to send a super chat, great. But if there's 11 of you watching right now and you're just enjoying the content and you interact with me, that's so great, because long term, that comment, that interaction is worth so much more than a $3 or $5 or $20 super chat, right? Like really, you telling your friends about my content is invaluable to me, and I'd prefer that. So if you know of someone that you think would be up for joining the community, joining the Kazam crew, staying magical, spreading good energy, and slowly but surely creating change, whew, tell them about this little thing that we're starting here, and let's keep going. Let's just spread good vibes. I'm going to let you know how the meetings went next week, and I'm going to debate whether or not to tell you the screwdriver story next week, because it has to do with Mexico, the fourth floor of a building, and a really, really eccentric MC and an air mattress. It's a good one. So that's that. I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you for being here. I don't want to overstay my welcome. I'm going to get back to polishing glasses. I'm going to chase Francois because yet again, he was messing with my audio. Love the guy, but sometimes he can be a lot. So that's that. And I think I'm going to move. I don't know that I have a name I don't have a name for... What should we name this guy? I definitely want him in more videos, but what is his name? What's your name, buddy? Okay. Cool. Very soft. I haven't found his voice yet. Yeah, I haven't found his. Maybe he's like more growly. Maybe he's soft. Don't know, but let me know what we should name him because he's kind of funny looking, and I kind of want to put him in more videos. I have this this like idea for an environment with puppets that we can build in the status quo bar. So if you have a name for him, I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit and start saying goodbye. But if you have a name that you think would suit this little guy, you let me know. And until next time, we'll see you in the next Till the Last Drop. Stay magical. Is this the awkward bit where we just both kind of stare silently into the camera as the outro music plays? Okay. How long do we have to stay here for? Okay. Crazy. What? Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Ridiculous. Yeah. I'm trying to. I don't even know. It's fine. It's fine. Do you know?
See you next time at the status quo and remember the real magic's in you.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah. It's weird. I feel like this puppet is in my head sometimes.
We'll catch you next time for stories and more.
Yeah. We'll find you a voice. Because right now he's just going. And it's silent. It's weird. It's weird. I don't really know. It's so weird that someone mentioned puppet theaters today. Right? It's weird. Like, came out of kind of nowhere. I'm into it though. Okay, the song finished. Yes, I forgot. Goodbye. I can't. I don't know what this is, but it's great. I'll see you guys next week. Sundays, 5 p.m. Tell your friends. I miss you already. Don't be a stranger.